The 15 best-looking new women coming to television this fall. Every year there is no shortage of new television shows that make their way to the air. While many of them do not last very long, some become hits that can add a great deal of enjoyment to our lives. Below we're going to talk about a ton of the new shows that have come out in this past year. As well as that, we're also going to make sure we cover 20 beautiful women that are in the newest shows and reveal some of the sexiest photos that they have ever taken. There are even some shows on here that have several entries, The Good Place, anyone. While some of these women are no stranger to television, they all have something new this year that you can check them out in. We've even got little tidbits about the shows, such as which one originally cast Jenna Fisher. You can imagine Fisher would have been high on our list, but when you consider the women below, you're going to understand she'd have some fierce competition. Some of these women are new to Hollywood and definitely worth keeping an eye on. Others have been around for so long that you may have forgotten that they're still acting, and looking damn good doing it. One thing is for sure, canceling any of the shows that employ these gorgeous women is clearly not going to be an easy decision. 20. Rosario Dawson. Luke Cage. Rosario Dawson has been in some outstanding movies, whether it's hilarity like Clerks 2, or some ass-kicking like in Sin City. So you can imagine I was probably not alone in being ecstatic when she appeared in the Netflix series Luke Cage as Claire Temple. Dawson made a great impression on Mike Colter, the lead in the series, who said, "I love working with her, so hopefully we'll see more of her and we'll see some interesting twists and turns with her character." They'll get at least one opportunity, as we're sure you're ecstatic to see them both returning for The Defenders that is expected to drop in 2017. As well as this, Dawson gets to lend her voice to the hilarious upcoming The Lego Batman movie as Barbara Gordon/Batgirl. 19. Jameela Jamil. The Good Place. If you want to imagine The Good Place, maybe it's a place where Kristen Bell and Jameela Jamil both are? While below you are going to see Kristen Bell looking great on the new show, perhaps you aren't alone in thinking that Jamil looks just as beautiful when she is all dolled up. Granted, it also helps that the outfit on the left looks like it's a corset. The photo was taken for Esquire magazine. Jamil has extensive experience in front of the public eye, having worked as a TV and radio presenter back in Brighton for several years. Outside of acting, Jamil also has past experience working as a model as well as a DJ. One thing you may not know about Jamil is that when she was 17 she was in a car accident and was unable to walk for several years. 18. Mandy Moore. This Is Us. If you have any doubt about Mandy Moore having the ability to make you cry, just sit down and watch her in A Walk to Remember. She's taking that tear-jerking to a whole new level as she stars in the highly emotional new series This Is Us. The series centers around several different groups of people, all of whom share the same birthday. The show also takes on different timelines, allowing Moore to play both a doting grandmother and a new mother right after giving birth. TV critics are raving, including one saying Moore's performance was doubly impressive, painting a portrait of a mother who's relentlessly devoted to her children, both at birth and 30 years later. Though Moore has been acting for years, she's still in some circles best known as a pop singer circa the Britney/Stina era. But she firmly put those days behind her with her stunning, multifaceted work this week and proved that she's more than earned her spot in this very talented cast. The above photos also prove that when you aren't too busy being emotional over the show, Moore is still incredibly beautiful. 17. Aimee Teegarden. Notorious. Aimee Teegarden does not often show off some skin in her photo shoots, but you're probably pretty grateful that Men's Health magazine decided to put her in the blue bikini for a spread back in 2011. Teegarden was definitely a bigger name back then, coming off a role as one of the leads in Friday Night Lights. Sadly, her 2014 television series Star-Crossed was unable to get any real momentum, but you can hope things are going to be turning around for her. Teegarden is the first woman, but not the last from the new series Notorious to make our list. Teegarden plays an attorney in the show and even went as far as working as a paralegal for 2 weeks, shadowing Mark Garagos, who the show was based on, at his job, meeting clients and working on cases. 16. Peyton List. Frequency. Are you ready for perhaps the most interesting thing about Peyton List, who just happens to be the new lead in the CW series Frequency? There is also another up-and-coming actress that also goes by Peyton List. What are the odds of that? List's character is Rami Sullivan, who learns she has the ability to contact her deceased father through an old ham radio. Sadly, contacting him set off a butterfly effect that, as you can imagine, is going to have some implications for the future that need to be figured out. The series is based on the 2000 movie Frequency that starred Dennis Quaid and Jim Caviezel. You probably aren't alone in thinking that you'd rather be staring at list 15. Erinn Hayes. Kevin can wait. It is hard to argue with the casting decision to go with Erinn Hayes for the new comedy Kevin Can Wait. Not only is she gorgeous, but she can definitely hold her own on television, having appeared in Children's Hospital, The Housewives of Las Vegas, and Parenthood, just to name a few. The series also sees the return of Kevin James to the small screen, who previously had found monumental success with The King of Queens. I'm very excited about this one because I've never felt, out of the gate, as confident as I do, said James when he was asked about the project. As you can see from the above photo, Hayes also has some experience being a very sexy guest star as she appeared in a 2010 episode of 2.5 Men. Given the outfit, you can imagine Sheen had some creepy things to say to her. 14. Jordana Brewster. Lethal Weapon. You may love watching Jordana Brewster in the Fast and the Furious series, but just in case you wanted to check her out on a regular basis, Brewster also landed one of the leads in the new television series Lethal Weapon. Brewster plays an LAPD psychologist and went on to say, "I'm the female energy of a piece and I'm sort of very grounding, and I actually like that she has to be a little tough because she is in the LAPD, so she can't be the sort of wallflower." We're sure the set of FATF has given her plenty of opportunities to be around some testosterone. The above photo was taken by GQ Mexico back in 2013, but we assure you, she looks just as sexy in 2016. 13. Veronica Mannion. Insecure. Veronica Mannion may be one of the leads of the new series Insecure, but one look at her and it should be evident that she has nothing to be insecure about. Mannion also got some experience on the smaller screen by appearing in the TV series Crown back in 2013. The television series stars Issa Rae and is centered around the everyday experiences of an African American woman. Makes sense how Mannion didn't get the lead, yet. While you may naturally be drawn to Mannion based on her looks, when asked about the character she responded, "She's probably the only character I've played who I wouldn't really hang out with. She's kind of annoying." Poor kitty. If you want to see a much naughtier side of Mannion, she also bared it all for her one-time appearance on Masters of Sex. 12. Pamela Adlon. Better Things. While you may be looking at the above photo and thinking how gorgeous Pamela Adlon is, are you ready for some nostalgia? Adlon was actually the voice of Ashley Spinelli on the show Recess. Talk about a blast from the past, at least for this 90s kid. Perhaps a more well-known fact is that she is the voice behind Bobby Hill on King of the Hill. As you may be able to guess from David Duchovny's presence in the above photo, she also spent some time on Californication. She's clearly gorgeous, so you may be ecstatic she's front and center and not in a recording studio for the new series Better Tomorrow. Adlon will play a divorced actress who is raising her 3 children by herself. The series is co-created by the hilarious Louis C.K. 11. Hayley Atwell. Conviction. While you may be sad that Hayley Atwell is no longer suiting up as Peggy Carter on the small screen, you may be ecstatic to learn that she's still going to be appearing on a weekly basis. Her new show Conviction centers around Atwell's character, who is a former first daughter and ends up getting blackmailed into being the head of the Conviction Integrity Unit. Something tells me there will be at least one part in the series where she hopes she still has Captain's phone number. While there are plenty of photos out there that may make you drool over Atwell, perhaps you'll agree that her photo shoot with Esquire may come out as your very favorite. It's not enough that Atwell has to look great, but she has to do so in the back of an awesome car. 10. Kristen Bell. The Good Place. Kristen Bell is no stranger to rocking out on television, having found previous success with Veronica Mars as well as Heroes. When you also consider her success with Frozen, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and numerous others, you can imagine she was a top choice for NBC when they were casting for The Good Place. The series is off to some great reviews and follows Bell's character who awakens in heaven, accidentally. The above photo from the show is perhaps not the sexiest thing that Bell has put out there, but she did pose nude for Allure magazine back in 2014. When asked why she decided to pose nude, Bell said, "I talk a big game about being comfortable no matter my size. I wanted to put my money where my mouth was." 9. Maggie Q. Designated Survivor. Maggie Q is no stranger to kicking ass, as evident by her roles in Live Free or Die Hard, Divergent, or Mission Impossible 3. So you can imagine when there was a chance to star in the thrilling Designated Survivor, Maggie Q was all on board. When describing her character, Q said she's tough, but more of a quiet confidence. She doesn't yell at people, she's not strangling them to get information. She's intelligent, and I think quiet confidence only comes from having experience. While she is not the lead, the above photo of her sitting seductively with a gun shows that she clearly means business. Maggie Q is also decked out in tattoos, though only the large phoenix on her hip can be seen in the above photo. 8. Tristan Mays Macgyver. There is little doubt that Macgyver was one hell of a successful original series. Running from 1985 to 1992, the series starred Richard Dean Anderson and Randy Edelman. Not to mention it helped spawn the sometimes humorous character Macgyver, who is played by the very talented Will Forte. Yet we still aren't too sure if the idea to reboot the series for 2016 is going to be a favorable decision for CBS. Lucas Till and George Eads step in as the leads, but helping along is Tristan Mays, who will play Riley Davis. Her character as an unpredictable hacker is a natural fit to help round out the cast, not to mention give the viewer some nice eye candy. Prior to this, Mays may be best known for her 6-episode role in The Vampire Diaries. 7. Piper Perabo Notorious. Piper Perabo has had no shortage of success as an actress, whether it's on the big screen with roles in Coyote Ugly, The Prestige, and Looper, or on the small screen as we've seen with Covered Affairs that starred Piper and ran for 75 episodes. Her track record may be why the studio was confident giving her the lead role in the new series Notorious. The series is based on the real-life story of Mark Garagos and Wendy Walker. Garagos was a criminal defense attorney, and Walker a news producer on Larry King Live, and the show follows how their relationship would lead to manipulated headlines. Sadly, the series is not off to a great start. Implausible and populated with unlikable characters, Notorious forsakes dramatic credibility in favor of flash and fluff, has been the general consensus from the critic site Rotten Tomatoes. 6. Geena Davis The Exorcist. It's a real shame that Geena Davis is starring in The Exorcist when you consider there are definitely going to be scenes where you need to cover your eyes. The upcoming series is based loosely on the infamous movie, with Davis saying, "I was thrilled to see it was not a remake, although it honors that movie and the plot includes hints that it's the same world where that actually did happen." Now 60 years old, Geena Davis may be the oldest person on our list, but by no means does that mean she doesn't still look stunning. Whether it's her looking younger and seductive, or older and still elegant, we're sure every woman on this list can hope they have the looks and longevity that Davis' career has. 5. Kylie Bunbury Pitch. Kylie Bunbury must have been pretty ecstatic to get from Under the Dome to the lead in her own series Pitch. The series follows Bunbury, who becomes the first female to ever play in the MLB. She's a pitcher who ends up getting drafted by the San Diego Padres. While the series may seem a little cheesy, critics are raving about the new show, including one saying, "Not since Friday Night Lights have we seen a sports show that managed to deliver week after week, making viewers feel as invested in the characters' personal dramas as we were in the final scores of the games." The show is currently holding a 93% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which means you can probably expect to see a lot more of Bunbury in the very near future. 4. Tori Anderson No Tomorrow. Anderson may have gotten her start as Queen Titania on The Other Kingdom, a Nickelodeon show, but she's definitely all grown up for her new role as the lead in No Tomorrow. The series follows Anderson as she tries to check off her bucket list of things after a man she gets involved with tries to convince her the world is going to end in 8 months and 12 days. Anderson was drawn to her character, saying in a past interview, "I know this girl because I see so much of myself in her, and that's what was exciting." No matter if she was being pulled in different directions, she still trusted herself and she made her own decisions. She's trepidatious. She's nervous. But at the end of the day, she's still her and she's happy being her. You can imagine everyone involved with the series hopes it lasts a lot longer than 8 months. 3. Larter Pitch. Above you may have gotten the chance to check out the lead in the series Pitch, but Bunbury is not the only empowered female from the show to make our list. Larter also stars in the series as Bunbury's agent, a fantastic role for an actress who has been known to have a bit of edge on her. Just in case you want to check out more of the above photos, the one on the left was taken from a past photo shoot that Larter did with Maxim, Oolala. Even if you don't love the sport of baseball, Larter reassures you this isn't just a straight baseball show, it's a character-driven dramedy that has some really great moments in it. You can imagine Larter will be responsible for several of those fantastic moments. 2. Kelly Albanese pure genius. It was clearly pure genius to cast Kelly Albanese in the new series. At the very least, if the show does not take off, if the above photo is any indication, she can probably fall back on being a model. Outside of her role as a BH ambassador on Pure Genius, Albanese has also appeared on the shows Shameless, Goliath and was one of the leads on the series Desire, appearing in 78 episodes. The new series will pair a Silicon Valley techie alongside a veteran surgeon as they try and engage in a new cutting-edge approach to medicine. The series will also star Kian Alexander, who may be best known for his multiple episode appearance in the series Tyrant. 1. Liza Snyder, Man with a Plan. If you're wondering why Liza Snyder, a talented actress, is in such a provocative outfit above, it's because she was also a model for Agent Provocateur. The lingerie company had her showing off their bra, panties, and suspender collection for their autumn/winter 2014 collection. I suppose that's one way to escape the cold. Snyder may be best known for her role on Yes, Dear, which ran from 2000 to 2006 and saw her appearing in 122 episodes. Snyder is going to be pairing up alongside Matt LeBlanc for the new series Man with a Plan. You can hope studios are hoping for a lot more Friends and a lot less Joey from LeBlanc. Snyder was pulled into the lead role after their initial casting choice, Jenna Fisher, was pulled from the series. CBS President Glenn Geller spoke out about the situation, saying Jenna is a phenomenal actress, but it just wasn't the actress for the right role. Ultimately, when we saw the pilot, we think we can do better in terms of the chemistry between the two.